All three major social media platforms are cracking down on every little tiny word. So for in a locked or private...
Imposters. So we're supposed to believe that Hunter Biden, in a drunken stupor, dropped off his laptop in, I guess, apparently QAnon repair office.
Just a statement about what's real, what's not real. And I wasn't really, I mean, all of the, truly salacious parts of it. I mean, I didn't even notice the gun the first time that I saw this. And, but the fact that this deception is going on, I'm not taking either side. I'm just amazed by the deception. So I wanted to play with these images. I wanted to put different people saying different things, contradicting themselves. And so I put part of it together, what I wanted to do, and then I saved it in a private album because I wanted to work on it later. And so now I am banned from Facebook. First they said, you're banned, and then it was a couple of days, and then I went to go back on, and then it said, oh no, now it's 6 days for the same thing. And then I waited 6 days, and then for the same thing, it became 28 days. The same exact basic video cut up a little differently in a private folder for criticism about the president's son holding a gun. And, it is his private business. I'll give him that. And maybe it isn't right, but I didn't do this. This was millions of views already, viral video, and it was seemed well done in a way, and I wanted to share it, continue sharing it, and so my critique of the president's son is hardly violence or sharing. It's they're accusing me of something, and then so that was one of the girls in the video, same video. And then that's Hunter. And that was the MSNBC thing. And then I guess they said something about the music, as if that rapper cares about that. I mean, I shouldn't say that, I'm not sure. But all of these strange technicalities, when oftentimes, you can see here, I flipped through too fast, but they will give you the copyright sometimes. And... now they're concerned whether I'm going to vote. It's just so bizarre. And then, so it was the Hunter Biden video was the last one, but then before that, it was a Senate hearing about animal cruelty. This was some information about monkeypox where I made a screenshot, saved in a private album again, because I wanted to read it later. I don't even know what that picture is of some guy in a uniform. And that was from March. I still don't know what that was. And they just keep kicking you out. And I guess after so many times, they're eventually going to just take 15 years of, photos that I don't have copies of anywhere else. I wish there was an easy way to break up with Facebook, because I'm so disgusted and revolted, but you have literally 15 years of pictures of people you'll never see again, and my dog I'll never see again video that is, I forgot about that. You wouldn't know where to go find it, and they really suck you in. And I always knew better, but I just never saw this happening, this incredible blatant disregard for freedom of speech, as if no one even understands what the point is. I've always treated social media as the record, and the best record for myself anyway. I would never post anything that wasn't true or as accurate as I'm able, to confirm. And so this was the last one, 28 days, still unbelievable, which is basically the only, and when I waited for those 6 days, apparently I think this came through the next day. So after 6 days you're waiting, you don't bother going on. And I guess if I had gone on the next day, I would have seen that they extended it for 28 days. It's just, like, it doesn't even make any sense. The monkeypox thing, I want to read an article about monkeypox, and they're going to ban me for that. I don't know who this soldier is. I don't know if it's somebody being arrested or something. I had some picture of one of the school shooters because I just felt like I was playing detective. I wanted to examine the evidence. I wanted to look closer at, does he look like his father? He doesn't have a father. Who is his father? And all of it you can see in private albums that were kind of like notes to myself. And that's the other question. Why do they have private albums if they send people in them fact checkers to say this is not factually correct? And look at this, 87 days. I mean, these are things I don't even use. The last time I went live, I was talking like a vlog kind of thing, like while I was driving on a highway, and it was kind of fun, and I felt like this could be fun to do. But because I had music playing in the background, not only did it's one thing if they take it down, but then you can't ever do it again. That was years ago, and I've never bothered. And it's not because they really care about some copyright thing. It's because it's set up that way to combat not extremism or violence, but combat intelligence. Because they want to highlight, like, dumb women having hot dogs thrown at their faces on TikTok videos. But it's like if the intelligent one comes along, that's what they want to focus on and sabotage that person's life. Or, how a real worthy person who might actually be a leader to come through social media, no, that will be nipped in the bud because there is a larger plan in motion.
We try to spread it across the world. Everywhere we go, we try to spread it across the world. Everywhere we go, we try to spread it across the world. Everywhere we go, we try to spread it across the world. Everywhere we go, people enjoy it because of the energy. Music was the only thing I aspired to do. I've always seen myself as an international artist without being judged. We try to spread it across the world. Everywhere we go, people enjoy it because of the energy. Music was the only thing I aspired to do. I've always seen myself as an international artist.
We will preserve music and educate the next generation. We will.
Below me, 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 below me.
It was so ironic that I happened to be listening to an RFKJ podcast, and I got some sort of warning. Not sure if it was this one. This one was Snowden. I can't remember. There were so many from all of them, all within like 4 or 5 days of each other. And it's so clear that it's someone watching individuals, not just necessarily algorithms randomly picking up odd things. Because there was absolutely nothing here other than the fact that I was sending a tweet to Edward Snowden, which, if they want to flag that as, potential as... Oh yeah, and all within the same week. This is the tweet I sent to Snowden, something I replied on his pin tweet, and it was, flagged, and I was accused of something inappropriate. It says, I think, violence or sexual. Like, they didn't even have a category for it. There was nothing like that in there, and there's even a picture of, a screenshot of the tweet. And all of this is happening literally within a few days of each other. All the different platforms. It's like hostile foreign intelligence agencies are figuring out how to weed out living, breathing, thinking people who are still alive. And, you don't have, if you're a zombie on TikTok, you're fine. You don't have to worry about anything. But they are shutting down any intelligent conversation. It's so obvious.
South Louisiana and the Mississippi Delta, and we need to shut him down on those issues. We need to make sure that his voice is not heard on the XL pipeline and all of these other issues.
Well, they're really, I will have to say, drunk with power. And when people are drunk with power, they always forget that it could be, that's not a permanent condition. It could be them on the receiving end. It's not just those issues that could be targeted with another administration, or even this one with the right backers and donors and pressures. There could be wiping out of, LGBTQ voices, or wiping out of discussions of, reproductive rights. I mean, people really have to imagine that if it happens to you, it's not going to stop with you. It's going to happen to all of us.
I didn't know this until today about Holyman, because it mentioned in the article that he's gay and he's married. It takes notice in the article that he's married to a man. That is a community that has been subject to extreme bigotry by the majority. And you would think that people who have had that experience, which I'm sure that he's experienced terrible, terrible prejudice and damaging prejudice in his lifetime, and he has children who also might be subject to that kind of prejudice, but you would think that anybody who is in a minority position would understand the danger of empowering the majority to silence minority voices. And how hazardous, what a peril that is.
Not only
to human
was
rights
I in the middle of doing 10 other things,
in every respect.
I'm being threatened.
So 2 last questions.
With these bullshit
so
warnings.
Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, we talked about them before.
And now I have to wait.
He obviously, is still involved, still benefiting from his inventions and patents in the tech space. And at the same time, he's invested in and distributing vaccines. Doesn't it create a truly unholy alliance now that this kind of, I don't even know what to call it, gesture has been completed of an elected official calling on Silicon Valley to erase someone critical of vaccines? Don't we have the danger of these kind of conflicted tech bros who might be invested in the software, in the platform? Microsoft has the model for the vaccine passport, quote unquote, and the former CEO is also invested in vaccines and distributing vaccines around the world through his nonprofits. Couldn't that create a kind of totalitarian reality in which the message about
imposters? So we're supposed to believe that Hunter Biden, in a drunken stupor, dropped off his laptop in, I guess, apparently QAnon repair office.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The only reason I want to put this back up here is I want some sort of record as to the fact that they're, if you look closely at this, you can see how, it's like, I didn't even realize what that was the first time I saw it. All I know is it was real. This is obviously what was supposedly, QAnon made up garbage. Donald Trump scares the hell out of me. All of them. I don't know what is going on in our government, but it's like 2 crazy sides fighting it out. And all I wanted to establish was that I didn't do anything that, this was, I'm afraid to speak. I'm afraid to say anything. And the thing is it was so obvious to me that these were, I just saw images of his face, obviously doing something that wasn't my business or anybody's business. That seems unfair, and yet this is, the President of the United States lying, and you've got all...
So, end of quote.